A huge warm welcome to the art vlog, art lovers. It is a crisp cold winter's afternoon in London, and I want to take you into the warmth of Tate Modern to explore the show by the Polish sculptor Magdalena Abakanowicz. This show is called Every Tangle of Thread and Rope. Abakanowicz was born in Poland in 1930, and she grew up in that very difficult period of Nazi occupation. She even saw her mum's arm severed by a Nazi soldier, by a bullet from a Nazi soldier. And she actually trained in both painting and weaving in that post-war communist Poland, where she seems to have had to have constantly battled with censors to be able to create and achieve her art. Textiles very quickly became her form of choice. She saw the great creative potential of wool, of cotton, of horsehair, and other textiles as well. And she began to produce works that have become internationally very well known. She even has a sort of art form named after her, or a sort of type of art named after her, the Abakans, which I'm hoping we will see today. This is the first show of hers in Britain, first significant show of hers in Britain for a very, very long time, if ever. I've sort of been trawling the archives, and many people who know her work better than me say that it is long overdue. This show is on all the way from now to the 21st of May and is £16.50 to get in. As always with the art vlog, we love to hear your opinions. I love to read different views on shows. So if you've been to this Magdalena Abakanowicz show, Every Tangle of Thread and Rope, do post in the comments, and especially if you disagree with me. As always, I'm hoping to show you some highlights of the work so that you can see the work for yourself if you can't get here, or hopefully it might inspire you to come along. I'm going in with a very open mind. I don't know that much about what to expect, so come and join me as we head inside. hopefully you got a sense there of the Abakanowicz show, and whether it's a show for you. I have to say I was beguiled by this show, a bit like the buttocks of a show. It was an incredibly tactile show where I just wanted to reach out and touch the exhibits, and obviously couldn't do that, but it was still very, very interesting. I thought the way it was curated was really positive. You saw the transitions basically from rectangular textile, hopefully you saw, through to breaking free from that and into the Abakans, these vast hanging pieces which have become Abakanowicz's kind of signature pieces, if you like. There was some really interesting video footage as well, and what I loved was I got the real sense of her breaking free from the confines and the skepticism of the initial authorities' response in Poland. I thought the forest of Abakans was great. It's that their works of art that you need to circle and constantly look at as they move in the shadows, as you can hopefully see here. This actually reminded me, although the art is very, very different, of the Cornelia Parker show, where basically she called Abakanowicz called the pieces that she put together situations. We today would call them installations, but still, and she was they were about hanging together as a whole, these works of art, and you really got a sense of that. I also loved the brownness of the first 2/3 of the exhibition. It kind of was very, very much partly about how I imagine it was like in Poland, and partly about the forest that she clearly loved and the family home she grew up in. And so, yeah, this was an incredibly rich show. What do I think about the Abakans themselves as art? I'm still getting my head around them. I've not, as I say, seen any works of art quite like that in my many years of viewing art. So I was really pleased to see them for the first time. I'll certainly remember them. They have a distinctive smell. Thank you. And I love the fact that so many different types of texture were integrated into them and weaved in, if you like. It was a really, really excellent show. I would give it an 8 out of 10, and I have to say Tate is now back to its full strength for me since the pandemic, with that wonderful Suzanne show. Do check out my vlog, the really interesting buttocks of a show, and the Abakanowicz show as well. I think £16.50 is reasonable value, especially when you take into account the documentary elements as well. There's a very interesting film about the way that she placed these sculptures on these sand dunes on the Baltic routes, the Abakans on the sand dunes on the Baltic coast. So it was absolutely interesting. Two fantastic exhibitions on women who spent much of their lives behind the Iron Curtain creating art, which is now being shown at Tate Modern. It's brilliant. Yep, it's on until the 21st of May. I definitely will be back to circle the Abakans again. It's kind of quite a spiritual show, actually. I was really moved. I was kept drawing, and I noticed lots of other art lovers were as well. Do remember to subscribe to the art vlog, hit that notification bell for reviews of upcoming shows in London, the South East and beyond, and I will put together a Tate autumn and winter playlist. If you are going to the Tate, then I recommend you come to all three of the shows that are on there at the moment.